sodium bicarbonate, or electrolyte water. There is a magnesium deficiency in most of the population. It's an epidemic, and the reason is because most of our diets has a lot of calcium. We eat a lot of dairy, milk, butter, and so and hardly the vegetables that we have are pretty much depleted in magnesium. We need a lot of magnesium to keep up with the calcium intake. We expect that the vegetables that we eat, the food that we eat, are gonna give us the minerals that we need, but in today's world, it's not the case. Even if you eat organic, the minerals come from the soil. So that's where all the vegetables get their minerals, the soil. And if there's a depletion of minerals in the soil, which is pretty common, most agriculture, they don't replenish the soil. They just keep growing the vegetables in the same soil over and over again. And so that causes depletion in the soils of minerals. And with that said, a lot of vegans are depleted in calcium. So if you're depleted in calcium, most likely you're gonna be depleted in magnesium. So I'm gonna explain a little bit more about how these minerals work. It's all pretty much synergy. For example, I'm gonna explain magnesium and calcium. They bind together pretty much at the same sites in the body. So if you have the higher the level of magnesium, the more calcium you need, and vice versa. If there's low levels of magnesium, there's gonna be a calcium buildup in your cells, and we don't want that. Magnesium helps potassium and calcium go into the cells. And if there's a depletion of magnesium, then there's also a depletion of potassium because they work together. So you need those, that's three. And sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate pretty much works as an Uber driver for these minerals. It helps basically get the magnesium into the cells. Why do I need to take this? Well, the reason is because your mitochondria are the ones that are responsible to make energy for your body. And if you don't know what mitochondria is, they're the little organisms that live in your cells. Each cell, we have over 50 trillion cells, but each of those cells has about 2,500 of those little mitochondria that live in your cells. So they're responsible to make the energy for your body, and they need a lot of minerals. They need a lot of water, they need a lot of minerals, they need a lot of other things. But because we're so depleted, that's the reason why we have a lot of issues with low energy. So come 1 p.m. we're like, oh, I'm so tired. And that's another epidemic, just being tired overall. You're gonna see it if you work out. You could see that, you get more lactic acid formation in your body, out of breath, you get muscle cramps. That's another thing when you're magnesium deficient. And when you're magnesium and calcium deficient, you also can't sleep. And so you have bad nights of no sleeping. And so it's really important for your body. And you could go online and find out the different functions that magnesium does. Because you're here and you're watching this video, you probably already did your homework and you know why you need magnesium. Yes, you could have a handful of pills that you could take. You could take magnesium, you could take calcium, but what is the type of mineral that they're giving you? Is it oxide? Because oxides, magnesium oxide or calcium oxide, those are rocks. So your body's not gonna be able to recognize them, and you're just gonna pee them out. You can't really absorb those. So by making this water, you're making it highly absorbable in the body, and it's gonna help you hydrate more. The ingredients we're gonna use are calcium carbonate. And I like to use bulk supplements because you could get a huge bag like this for really cheap. I think it's $10. Magnesium hydroxide. And sodium bicarbonate. And make sure that the sodium bicarbonate that you get is aluminum free. That's another subject, but we don't want aluminum in our bodies. And the next one will be potassium carbonate. You're gonna need 2 mason jars. I like these 24-ounce jars just because I don't like using plastic when I make the water. And then we're gonna transfer everything into, I'd rather have like a 32-ounce bottle of Myron glass. Soda Sparkle, yay! So the Soda Sparkle is what's gonna give us the carbonated water. We're gonna infuse these minerals in carbonated water. Carbonated water helps by really making sure that the minerals stick into the water. Make sure that the water that you're gonna use, it's preferably very clean. I prefer using reverse osmosis water just because there's no fluoride and there's no chlorine. Chlorine destabilizes magnesium, and fluoride messes with calcium. So you don't want to have tap water to use this. You could get reverse osmosis water. If you don't have a filter, you could get it at Whole Foods. Usually Whole Foods carries it. So we could use, or you could use distilled water as well. Now that you fill up the water, and make sure that the water is really, really cold. You're gonna need that. So so make sure you put it in the fridge the night before. And we're gonna start. Here's a Soda Sparkle. And I already put the cartridge inside. So you just follow directions on your Soda Sparkle. And you let all the carbonation go in. You pour equal amounts. And if I was you, I would do it on top of the sink. But because of these video purposes, I'm just gonna make a mess on my own table. So you close it right away. You don't want the carbonation to get out. Okay? So now get ready to put the potassium carbonate. And we're only gonna put 1 trace of it, okay? So we're gonna open and close, open and close. We'll put 1 trace. And then close it, little pinch, and then you're gonna mix it in the water. Now the second one will be calcium carbonate, and the same thing, we're gonna put traces. One pinch, and another pinch, because of the calcium. And then you're gonna mix it. And then the next one will be magnesium hydroxide. And then you mix it. You're gonna get this cloudiness as soon as you're done with the magnesium hydroxide, which is fine. We're gonna let it sit in the fridge for half an hour. Hey, okay, so it's been half an hour, and now we're gonna add the sodium bicarbonate. We're gonna add a sprinkle. And we're gonna add another sprinkle. And then we're gonna mix. Once it's done, this is out of the fridge. And this has been around, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours. So you're gonna get all the sediment to go to the bottom, okay? So look at that. It's all the minerals are at the bottom. You don't want to drink any of the bottom settlement. You wanna just take the top, just the clear water. You don't wanna get any of the settlement into your water. And so very, very carefully, we're gonna use a funnel. And just pour it. Once you start seeing the settlement move into the top of the water bottle, you stop. Right about now. Okay, so you don't want to touch that. That's just water with settlement. So that's it. And then you put this in the fridge. Now, please do not drink this straight up because it's gonna make your stomach hurt. It's highly concentrated. The first weeks, we're gonna help you ease into it. It's highly concentrated, so please do not drink this. I cannot stress this enough. So the first week, you're gonna grab just 12 ounces of water, regular water, and don't ever use tap water. And then you're gonna use 2 tablespoons of the mitochondria elixir. And you're gonna mix. And then that's it. You sip this throughout the day. Do not drink this whole thing entirely in one sitting. Just sip it throughout the day. Put it in the fridge, and every time you walk by the fridge, you take another sip. And you're gonna do this for a few weeks. And then you're gonna add another cup of water with 2 tablespoons. And you're gonna drink those 2 cups in one day. And eventually, right now I'm at the point, it's been pretty much a year since I've been drinking this. 32 ounces of water. So just grab a big bottle. Pretty much this size is 32 ounces. So 32 ounces. And I personally use 1/4 of a cup every day. And I cook with it. If I'm gonna use water in any of my recipes, I put a little bit of it in there. It's just, you just want to remineralize. Every time you drink water, you want to have minerals that come in, because a lot of minerals are gonna come out when you pee. So minerals come in, minerals come out, minerals come in, minerals come out. Your body cannot keep the minerals in your body. Your body cannot make minerals. So you're responsible to make sure that your body, your mitochondria, get enough minerals to give you the energy. And what I saw in my life, personally, I've seen, I used to have an issue with energy after, I have a 4-year-old son. And I remember not having any energy whatsoever to be able to play with my son. And after having this, changing my water situation, it really changed my life. Just, I have so much energy in my body. And just being able to play with my son has made such a big difference. I love working out. It's one of my passions. And so I get to work out for longer. And I used to get a lot of muscle cramps, not anymore. Please leave any comments if you have any questions, and I'm gonna list this recipe on this YouTube video along with all the links to any of the places where you could purchase this. Thank you for watching, and oh, by the way, this is my first video, so if you like this video, subscribe and send me a comment, and thank you so much.